Welcome back to your yoga mat. You might want to grab a blanket and possibly, if you happen to have blocks at home, that might be helpful. Also, if you happen to have some type of long pillow, this could be a bed pillow, maybe a couch pillow, or it could even be an extra rolled up yoga mat or something like that. So we might be using that later. So find a comfortable seat. I like to elevate my hips a few inches to make it a bit more comfortable to be seated without struggle in the hips, without any struggle to sit up tall. So go ahead and close your eyes and just be aware of your breath, how it feels in the nose, how it feels in the chest. How it feels in the belly. And then I'm going to really focus in on a 3-part breath. So bring your hands to your belly, and one hand on the belly, actually, one hand on the chest. So as you breathe in, see if you can expand the belly first, and then the rib cage, and then the collarbones lift up. And then as you breathe out, the collarbones begin to fall, the ribs pull in, and finally the navel draws in toward the spine, pressing every last bit of air out. Okay, so inhale, belly, ribs, collarbones, pause at the top, feel that fullness. Breathe out, collarbones draw down, ribs draw in, belly draws in, and pause at the bottom, noticing that emptiness. One more time, belly, ribs, collarbones. Breathing out, like pouring that air out like water from a glass until it's completely empty, and then pause. Last time. And just come rest your hands on your knees. And bring your actually first finger and thumb to touch. This is symbolic for me of the goal of yoga, which is to connect in with our true selves. Our true selves are the part of us that never changes, that you're just basic aliveness, or maybe even the divine energy that's in you. Okay, so our pointer finger, that represents the earthly self, the me, the I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I'm excited, I'm angry, whatever that is. The thumb represents the unchanging, universal vibration, the universal spirit that is in you. That is that part of you that doesn't change. Okay, so close your eyes and feel that connection between the finger and the thumb, the pointer finger and the thumb on each hand. And just bring all your awareness to that place, that connection there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice full breaths, but maybe not as intense as the 3-part breath, but just full breaths. Notice if you feel antsy, if you feel any aches or discomforts. Keep some focus on that space between the finger and the thumb. Maybe even pressing a little more firmly. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. As you inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, take the arms out and around and down. Big circle with the arms. Fingertips touch the ground behind you. Breathe in, press into the ground to lift the chest and lift the chin. And breathe out there. Feel that nice little back bend, stretch in the throat, stretch in the chest. Breathe in, come back up, take those arms back up, and breathe out, bring the hands down to the ground in front of you. And just walk them forward. No forcing or straining, just a gentle stretch of the hips in the back. Breathe in, walk the hands over to the right. And breathe out, feel that stretch in the low left back. Breathe in, hands over to the left, and breathe out, settling there, creating that stretch in the low right back. Breathe in, sit back up tall, and as you breathe out, take both feet over to the left. So your knees are kind of stacked on top of each other. Feet are over to the left, right hand on the ground. So you can kind of lean into that right hand. Okay, then we're going to do some arm circles. So inhale, bring that left arm forward and up. As you breathe out, bring it back around and down. So as big of circles as you can make. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back around and down. One more time. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Left hand comes to the ground. Come up on the fingertips and walk those hands a bit behind you. Look over your right shoulder. So you're creating a bit of a spinal twist here. Twists are great for just assisting us to let go of what isn't serving us. Sometimes it's hard to even know what that is, but it can even happen automatically when you do a nice spinal twist, even if you don't know what you're releasing. All right, we'll inhale back to center, lean back, switch the legs to the other side. So your left hand is down on the ground. Knees stacked. All right, inhale, reach your right arm forward and up. Exhale, back, around, and down. So just we're exploring the range of motion of the shoulder. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back, around, and down. Big, big circle. Last one, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4. Right hand comes down. Come up on the fingertips. Walk the hands behind you. Look over that left shoulder, creating that nice spinal twist on the other side. And then come back to center. Find your way to hands and knees. Okay? So remove any props you might have there, unless you would like to place them under your knees. Blanket under the knees for extra padding. You can also just doubly fold your mat like this for some extra padding. If you have a lot of compression in your wrists, you might move your wrists or your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders. It makes a little less compression in the wrists. Or you could create that little elevation by making a little fold in your mat up there, placing the wrists up on that elevation and the fingers down off the elevation. Okay, so inhale, let the belly dip down, tailbone lifts, chin lifts. And exhale, round the back, chin to chest, tailbone tucking under. Just warming up the spine here. With the breath, inhale, looking up, and exhale, rounding the back, looking down. Keep going at your own pace. I invite you to close your eyes as you keep going. So you can really tune in to how the breath feels, how those movements feel on your spine. I have a little reading today. That I'm going to read when you find your way to child's pose. So press your hips back toward your heels. You could separate your knees out toward the sides of your mat, toes together, if that makes more space for your body. And there's no wrong way to do any posture in yoga, as long as you aren't hurting yourself. So if traditional child's pose with knees together it doesn't really work for your body, you can do other things. If your forehead doesn't comfortably reach the mat, you could tuck something under the forehead, like a block or a book. Explore ways that you can get your body to release into a posture that is physically restful for you, and where you can be stimulating that space in the middle of the forehead, the third eye. Regardless of the stories you've heard or the cards you've been dealt, you can do anything at all until you tell yourself that it is impossible. It is only with this simple word that your world becomes limited. Your words and your thoughts become your reality. So remind yourself that something is impossible to do only until someone does it. So I would love for you to explore this idea not only in your life, but today on the yoga mat. So certainly, because we're all in different bodies, some postures may truly be impossible for some bodies to do. But yoga is always possible because it's not about the postures, okay? Let's inhale, come on back up to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under, and lift your knees and hips up, downward dog. Okay, if this doesn't feel good to you, then you can keep your knees down. And press your hips back toward your heels, finding puppy pose, reaching your arms forward. Creates a nice stretch in the back. So choose one of those, puppy pose or downward dog. And find that breath. There are some things that feel impossible in the world. So just be aware that when you repeat to yourself that things are impossible, they become more impossible. All right, go ahead and lower the knees and bring your hands back toward your knees and sit your hips, tuck your toes under and put a little weight on your feet. So you're stretching the bottoms of the feet. If it hurts to put all your weight there, you can stay a little bit lifted. But you can create a really nice stretch for the toes and the bottoms of the feet by putting a little weight in the heels here. All right, so come on back to hands and knees and lift the knees up, finding downward dog. And then separate your feet a bit more and begin to walk your hands back toward your feet. Bend the knees. So we'll end up at the back of the mat with the body just releasing, the upper body releasing down over the legs. If your hands are touching the ground, then grab opposite elbows so that you can create that sense of dangling. And then let your head move. Shake it yes, shake it no. Create that sensation that your head is truly just hanging on a string, which is your spine, your spinal cord. You can sway a little bit back and forth, but keep the knees bent. Unless, of course, you have all sorts of space in your body and you really want that bigger hamstring stretch, but we're not so warmed up yet. Okay, soften your knees more and bring your hands to your hips. Look forward, breathe out, draw your shoulders back, breathe in, lift all the way up to standing, straightening the legs. Good, bring your feet closer together. So walk up to the top of your mat and stand tall in mountain pose. Pressing down through the feet, they're right next to each other, parallel to each other. Lift up through the top of the head, take shoulders up by your ears, squeeze them up by your ears. And exhale, roll them back and down. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Breathe in, lean back a little bit by lifting the chest and the chin. And then breathe out, forward, bend your knees, plant your hands. Breathe in, step your right leg way back, nice long lunge, and then breathe out, optional, lower the knee, or you can keep the knee lifted. Breathe in, you can raise your arms all the way up, or just bring your hands to your front knee. And then breathe out, sink your hips down, pull the belly in. Breathe in, lift up through the heart, and breathe out, bring your hands back down to the mat on the inside of your foot. Breathe in, bring that left foot around and back to meet the right. Breathe in, shift forward to a knees plank. Breathe out, press your hips back, tuck the toes under, puppy pose. You can keep doing this, or you can come to traditional plank, knees lifted, and as you exhale, lift to downward dog. Okay, so choose which one of those is right for you. One more time, inhaling forward, exhaling back, close your eyes and feel it one more time. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Okay, last time, inhale forward, you may be in knees plank or plank, then go ahead and let your hips sink down more, draw your shoulders back, lift your chest and chin, draw the belly in so you're protecting your low back, and then breathe out, press your hips back and up to downward dog. Breathe in, bring that right foot forward between your hands. You might lower the back knee first or lower it down after, or maybe not lower it at all. Okay, as you breathe in, maybe you bring your arms up, or maybe you bring your front hands to your front knee, and breathe out there. Sink the hips down, pull the belly in. Breathe in, lift through the chest, and breathe out. Bring the hands down to the ground on the inside of your foot. Breathe in, step forward with that left foot. Feet can be together or more separate. And then exhale, soften the knees and fold down over the legs. Keep your knees bent. Reach your arms forward and breathe out. Sink your hips back. So a version of chair pose. Breathe in, look forward, shoulders drawing back. Breathe out, tailbone down, belly in. Breathe in, stand all the way up. And breathe out, release your hands down over your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, lift the chest and chin, maybe lift the arms, lean back. Breathe out, fold forward, bend the knees, plant the hands. Breathe in, left leg back this time, nice long lunge. And breathe out, we'll hold there. You can lower the back knee or keep it lifted. And this time we'll bring our hands to the front knee, all of us. Find your balance there. If you're really unsteady, you lower that back knee. It's perfectly fine to do. And just pause here. High lunge or low lunge with the heart lifting up. Breathe in. Breathe out, bring hands on the inside of this right foot. Breathe in, bring your right foot back to meet your left. Okay, breathe out there. And then we'll breathe in, shift to knees plank or plank. Breathe out, press back to puppy or downward dog. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, press back. One more time, really feel the breath guiding you. This time as you shift forward, look up. As you breathe out, let your hips sink down, shoulders drawing back, belly drawing in. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Press your hips back and up to downward dog. Breathe in, we'll bring left foot forward. And we're back to that lunge, okay? Nice high lunge. Or maybe you're lowering that back knee down. Find your balance, bring your hands to that front knee. And sink the hips. So draw the shoulders back, pull that belly in, heart lifting up. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, bring the hands down on the inside of the foot. And then breathe in, step the back foot forward. Nice wide stance. Okay, breathe out, forward over the legs, soft knees. Breathe in, bring your arms forward. And breathe out, keep the hips sinking back. It's kind of like a squat, the arms forward. This is a variation of chair pose. So you might want to heel toe your feet closer together all the way till your legs touch. Okay? You might want to raise your chest and arms up further. You might want to sink your hips deeper, pull the belly in. But you find what works for your body. No pose is impossible, but you might need to find a different way to do the pose. Okay, one more exhale here, and then we'll inhale. Stand tall, and exhale. Bring hands down over the heart. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, lift the chest, lift the chin, maybe lift the arms. Breathe out, bend the knees, fold forward, touching the ground. Breathe in, step your feet back. And breathe out, lower the knees and find your way to child's pose. Knees together, knees apart, finding using whatever props you need to support your body so you can truly rest. In child's pose, with your forehead pressing into something. The third eye. You kind of rock your head back and forth, massaging out that space between the eyebrows, letting that muscles of the forehead relax. And one more reading from the same book. Be yourself. By being fully yourself, you give others permission to be themselves around you. And creating a safe space of acceptance, empathy, and kindness for yourself and others is a rare human superpower. Be more you, because by doing so, you give others permission to be more them. Sometimes it's hard to even know, like, what is the real me, right? We're so used to fitting into what we think others think we should be, okay? So it might seem impossible, like that first reading, it might seem impossible to be your fully yourself, your true self. We're gonna see if we can release a little bit of that feeling of impossibility, okay? So inhale, come on back up to hands and knees. And exhale there. And then inhale, bring your right foot forward. And exhale your left hand down to the ground, your right hand to your front knee. You can lift your back knee up if you want. And just look up over your right shoulder. By pressing into this right knee with your right hand can create a nice twist in the spine. And twists are great for assisting us to release stuff, whether it's beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about things being impossible. So just twist the body. Maybe you even reach that right arm up. Maybe you lift your back knee. Breathe out completely. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring that right hand back down. Breathe in. Bring your front knee back. And breathe out there. And then breathe in. Bring your left foot forward between the hands. Okay? You want your back knee to be a little bit behind your hip. Maybe you're going to keep that back knee lifted. Right hand on the floor, left hand on the knee. Just press into that left knee. Look up over that left shoulder. Maybe you lift the back knee and really create that nice deep twist. Maybe you take the left arm up. Exhale fully. Really squeeze out all the air. Imagine all of that stuff that's holding you back just dripping away. As you breathe in, we'll bring the hand down. And breathe out, coming back to hands and knees. Inhale, shift the body forward. And exhale, bring yourself all the way down onto the mat. Let your forehead touch the mat. And then bring your hands alongside your ribs. Point your toes and let there be some space between your legs. As you breathe out, pull your belly in. Let your pubic bone kind of press against the mat. And then as you breathe in, begin to lift the chest and the head and the shoulders. Breathe out, roll back down with lots of control. Breathe in, lift chest, head, shoulders, not really using the arms here to help us. Breathe out, release. So just strengthening the upper back. This time you might use your arms a little bit. Breathe in, lift out, maybe go a little deeper into your back bend. Exhale down. Last time, keep shoulders back away from the ears. You may press into the arms and lift up a little higher, bigger back bend. Exhale down. Good, bring your hands alongside your hips now and bring your feet together. Okay, and then cross your right foot over, or your right ankle over your left ankle. And reach behind you and clasp your hands together. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine, just keep your arms reaching straight back. Okay, inhale. Exhale, pull your belly in, engage those core muscles to support your low back. And then inhale, lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest, lift the head. Breathe out there. Feel all of that work happening in the back body. Keeping some length in that low spine by keeping the core engaged. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath in. And breathe out, release. Uncross the legs, forehead to the mat. Rock your hips back and forth. What are your gifts? When you're truly you, what are your gifts? And think about offering those to the world. Okay, so cross your left ankle over your right this time. And if you're going to interlace your hands behind you, put the other thumb closer to your body. So you interlace them the other way. Or, of course, you can just reach back with your arms. Okay, inhale. Lift everything that you can lift. Squeeze the legs together. Pull that low belly in. Keep some space in the low back. Heart open, shoulders back. Imagine your true self shining out of your heart. Exhale, release. Rock the hips back and forth. Forehead to the mat. Rock the head back and forth. Hands under shoulders. Press up to hands and knees. And then lift the knees and hips, finding downward dog. And then walk your hands back toward your feet. Bend the knees. Bend the knees deeply. Release your upper body. We're going to roll it up this time nice and slow. So keep your knees bent. Pull the belly in. Lift the lowest part of your back. And then middle back. Head and arms stay heavy. Knees stay bent. Rounding up. Upper back comes up. Finally, shoulders come up, head comes up, and we find ourselves once again in mountain pose. Straighten the legs. Take your legs wide and turn to face the long side of your mat. Okay, then we'll turn the left toes out and let the left toes face the short side of your mat. And the right toes be kind of like diagonal, okay? So inhale and bring your hands to your hips. Exhale, bend into that front knee. So if you don't feel any stretch happening or any challenge, take your legs a little farther. Snuggle that front foot a little bit more forward, the back foot a little bit more back. But only so much that you can still keep your hips pretty much squared toward the front, okay? Inhale, straighten the leg, lift up through the chest and the chin. Exhale, bend into that front knee, pull your belly in. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart, and exhale there. Inhale, open the arms, take the arms back, lift up the chest even more. Exhale, bring hands back to your heart. Okay, inhale, open. Look up. Exhale, bring the hands back. One more time. It's as if you're offering this compassion and empathy and acceptance to others, and as you exhale, you're offering it back to yourself. All right, inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, release your hands down and step forward with your right foot. So then we'll take the left leg back. Okay? Hips squared toward the front, knee right over that front ankle, finding a stance that is challenging yet manageable. All right, and then we'll bring the hands on the heart again. Probably you put the same way you did before. See if you can put the other hand on the bottom, okay? And then just settle in here, feeling the weight of the hands against the chest. Draw the belly in, tailbone down, front knee over the ankle. Inhale, open the arms, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale, open. Exhale in. Inhale, offer that compassion, acceptance, and kindness to others. Then exhale, offer it to yourself, hands on the heart. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, release your arms down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward, all the way down. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Inhale, walk, or jump back all the way to plank pose. Maybe you're going to lower the knees to do knees plank. And, or maybe you're going to keep those knees lifted to do regular plank, traditional plank. Take your right knee down and out to the side. And then stretch your left leg out and take your left hand to your hip, opening the body toward the left side of your mat. Okay, this is one variation of side plank. Be honest with yourself. Maybe you stay right here. We want a nice long spine, head in line with the spine. Maybe you look up. Maybe you lift that left hand up. Maybe you straighten both legs, stacking one on top of the other. Maybe you even lift the top leg. So there's many variations. There's many ways to do any posture. And none of them are wrong. And there's got to be one that's accessible to your body. So we're all in different bodies. So go ahead and release out of this. Come back to hands and knees. And then we'll take left knee or left foot over to the left, bringing the weight into the left arm and stretching out that right leg. Right hand to your hip. This might be where you stay. Think about creating that length in the spine, head in line with spine. Maybe you take the top arm up. Maybe you even look up at the top hand. Maybe not. Maybe you lift, maybe you stack the legs on top of each other, both legs straight for traditional side plank. Maybe you even lift that top leg. So explore. What does your body, what will your body do today? And just love what it does, whatever it is. And then exhale, we'll release back to hands and knees. And then crawl forward, take the feet around to one side. And sit yourself down. And find your way down onto your back. All right. Take your right leg up. Hold behind the thigh. And just roll that ankle one way and roll it the other way. And then bend that right knee, place right ankle over left knee. And then lift your left foot up, reach between the legs, interlace your hands behind this left thigh, and draw it in toward the body. Reach your right toes toward your right knee. And now explore this position. Okay? Maybe you want to straighten your left leg. Maybe you want to pull it closer to your body or release it. Maybe you want to roll it over, lean over to the left a little bit more, over to the right a little bit more. Explore. Explore. Breathe. There's always a way to create a stretch of that right hip. This is a nice variation to do. You can even do it sitting in a chair. Imagine that you were sitting in a chair right now with your right ankle crossed over your left knee and you're kind of folding forward over your front leg. You do it when you're sitting in a chair and just need a little stretch. So release it. And then we'll take left leg up, hold behind the thigh, roll the ankle one direction, roll it the other direction. Okay, then bend that knee, ankle over right knee, reach between, hold behind that right thigh, flex your left toes back toward your left knee so your ankle isn't twisting, and then explore. Just explore. Nice full breaths. Creating the stretch that you need in the hip. And then closing your eyes, imagine that you're sitting in a chair. Left ankle crossed over right knee and you're folding forward over the legs. You can do that anytime if you're like studying and you're just like, can't stand it anymore. Just do a simple hip stretch. All right, go ahead and release that. And then hug both knees in toward the body. Hold behind your thighs. Okay, then take the legs wide. Feel that. Bring them back together. Feel that. Try holding in front of your shins. Really drawing the knees in toward the body. Feel that. Try separating the knees. Feel that. So you can choose any of these things. We're moving toward happy baby. This might be happy baby for you. Or you can lift your feet up, hold your ankles or the outer edges of your feet. So your knees are open wide here, and you draw the knees down toward the mat beside your body. Explore. Maybe that's not working for you. Go to one of those other things we just did. Or maybe you want to bring your feet together, knees apart. Or maybe you want to straighten your legs out all the way. Again, there's nothing wrong that you can do. Yoga really is about exploring our body and exploring the limits of the body, pressing gently against the limits but not forcing anything. Just creating a nice relationship with the body. What feels good? What helps move us forward, and what helps us release the stuff that we don't need in our lives? All right, one more breath here. And then bring the knees back in toward the chest and put the feet on the floor. Put the hands down, palms up next to your hips. And stretch the legs out long toward the corners of the mat. All right, now notice, do you feel comfortable here? What would make you more comfortable? Maybe tucking the shoulders underneath you a little bit more. Maybe you'd like a little pillow under the head. Or you could take the something and put it under your knees, a couch pillow, another folded mat, a rolled up mat, or whatever you might have. Just make yourself really comfortable, okay? Take a big breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. And before we completely let go of our mental efforts, I invite you to think of a time and a place where you felt like you could truly be yourself. Imagine this place. Imagine yourself surrounded by people who uplift you and accept you just the way you are. And imagine yourself being that person for someone else. So source. Place where you can go inside yourself, where you can be yourself, fully yourself. So I would love for you to rest in that place for a few minutes. Eyes closed, body relaxed. Relax your jaw, space between the eyebrows, shoulders. Your eyes relaxed, feeling this heavy feeling to flow throughout your whole body. Do let go of any physical effort. Let go of any masks that you might wear. Just for now. If you have time to stay here for a little while, then I invite you to press stop on the video and just come out of it when you can. But if you need to hurry up back to something else, we'll just spend another minute here. Okay, so I'll give you time to press stop if you want to and settle back in. If you're ready to get up, we'll start wiggling the fingers gently, wiggling the toes gently, deep in the breath. Breathe into that superhuman power that you have to create a space of acceptance and kindness and compassion for yourself and others. Let your movements be in that space. Rolling your wrists and ankles, maybe a stretch, and eventually when you're ready, bring the knees up and roll over to one side and pause there in a fetal position just for a moment. And then as you feel ready, press yourself up to seated. Maybe elevating the hips again if that felt good to you. And we'll sit just for a moment. So relax your face, relax your shoulders, relax your legs if you can, and then lengthen the spine, so sit up as tall as you can. Close your eyes again. The goal of yoga is to connect with our true self. So bring your thumb and first finger to touch again. Bring your awareness to that place. Use whatever muscles you need to sit up tall and keep your neck nice and long. See if you can relax everything else, including the face, the cheeks, space between the eyebrows. Notice if this feels different than it felt when we first started. Let your breath flow in. Feel the expansion and let the breath flow out. Feel that gentle settling. I invite you to visualize in your heart space, the heart growing, expanding with your inhale. And as you exhale, softening, softening. Bring the hands together now in front of the heart and chin down toward your chest as you lift the chest toward the chin. Just bowing to your true self. The one that is beneath all the layers of the stuff that we usually cover it up with. And you're not alone if you do that, because we all do that. All right, but know that your true self is your true self, and it is valued. And by allowing it to show, you give others permission to let their true self show. Love to close with the sound vibration of Om, which just represents that which never changes, that steady vibration that is in all of us, in all beings everywhere. So you can listen or join in. Just take a nice deep breath. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Mindy again, and I hope that I get to see you in person someday, but in the meantime, I hope you'll keep coming back to practice on your yoga mat through the internet. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day or evening, whatever is left of it for you.